Okay, so we talked about when to buy this coverage, who to buy it from, and then we need to pick your contract type. As I mentioned before, we have a lot more detail in the physician guide below, and we'll cover the 3 definitions at a high level now at this point. All right, so most of you hear about own occupation. It may be called true own occupation, some of the definitions that you'll read, and then you'll also come across regular occupation. As long as you're looking at one of the big 6, you'll find in the proposals, they all have a similar sentence. There's a variation of it stated as, to be totally disabled, you must be unable to perform the material substantial duties of your occupation, even if you're gainfully employed. So they all share this variation of this sentence. You want to make sure this is included, this rider is included in your contract. All right, so this sounds great. You buy this rider, but how does this work in real life? So if you have to go on claim, you will have to have your physician deem you disabled. But then we also have to look at what are the material duties at the time of claim. So the way this works at claim time, your physician records are going to be important. What are they stating? Are you disabled? And then what are your material duties? A way that they can find this out is your employment contract, billables, CPT codes. This is going to define your specialty, or sometimes you'll have a blended specialty depending upon your scope of duties or your subspecialty. So it's very important to make sure that's very clear and that you can produce this information. It is very possible you apply for this plan young and healthy, and then years later in a completely different job because of fellowship training, you have a whole different scope of duties now at this point. That is okay, that's what this rider is for. They will check what are the material duties at the time of claim, and that is how they define who you are at the time of claim. With that own occupation rider, that's going to let you double dip and collect a full disability benefit plus any other income source. That will be okay. You'll be able to collect on both. So next definition is own specialty and not engaged. Not engaged meaning you're not working. So this is very common in group contracts where you are disabled and you're not working. If you choose to work, because the choice is yours to work, this could shut off the benefits. There are some other definitions that will only pay a proportionate benefit if you're disabled from your specialty and working in another job. If you pick up own occupation, you won't have to worry about if I can work, how much can I work, and how much income am I making as a disabled physician. Own occupation will cover all the bases. The own specialty and not engaged is going to be problematic because you're just not able to tell the future what could disable you and what other opportunities could you have to earn an income. In order to collect on this insurance benefit, you must be disabled and not working at all. You can always contact your HR to find out what you have. You can contact them emailing or giving them a call. You can ask them whether or not you have a free disability benefit, what percentage of your salary is in insurance benefits, and is your benefit taxable if it's employer sponsored, and you do receive it, it's usually taxable. And then also you can check on their offsets. Will this shut off if you're disabled and working? So that'll help you do a quick review to find out what kind of contract you have at your job. The third definition is own specialty and for a limited time. This one can be pretty interesting because if you're disabled and you're able to work in any other job, you might be allowed to do so for up to 24 months. After that 24-month period, then sometimes there's a provision that says if you can work in some reasonable occupation and you choose to not do that, they can reserve the right to turn off your benefits. So again, a way to avoid this being an issue for you is to layer on an own occupation plan on top of any group coverage that might be offered at your job. And then you won't have to worry about what if disabled, what other opportunities are out there, and if you're actually able to work while being disabled. Thanks for joining me on this quick tour of contract definitions and when to buy coverage, who to buy it from, and hopefully you decided that own occupation is the right choice. If you need any assistance with the policy review, let us know. Let us know if you have any questions or if there's anything else that would be helpful to you as you go about your disability insurance shopping. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.